When you wake up one morning, suddenly full of energy, ready to change your life, ready to clean your room, fix your habits, start that business, hit the gym, or study for hours. And then the next day, that motivation is gone like it never existed. It feels confusing, almost unfair. You start thinking something is wrong with you, like you're weak or inconsistent. But the truth is, those random waves of motivation are not random at all, and losing them has nothing to do with your strength. It has everything to do with how your brain is wired, how your environment controls you, and how your emotions respond to invisible triggers you don't notice. Let's start with this. Your brain does not give you motivation as a reward. It gives you motivation as a survival signal. When your brain senses something needs to be fixed, your life feels stuck, your body feels unhealthy, your finances look scary, or you feel embarrassed after scrolling and comparing yourself to others, it suddenly spikes dopamine to push you to do something about it. That's why your motivation often comes at weird times. At 1 a.m. when you're lying in bed, after you see someone doing better than you, after a painful conversation, or when life feels like it's moving without you. These moments create what psychologists call a dopamine warning shot. It's not motivation, it's panic energy disguised as inspiration. And because it's based on emotion, not structure, it fades as soon as the emotion fades. The biggest reason motivation disappears is because you don't act on it immediately. When the brain gives you a burst of energy, it expects movement. If you stay still, scroll your phone, or tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow," the brain labels the motivation as unnecessary, and the energy shuts down. That's why the version of you at night is so ambitious. You feel safe, comfortable, and full of ideas. But the morning version of you is dead inside, tired, confused, and not interested. Because the night version of you was imagining results, but the morning version of you faces reality. Another reason motivation dies so quickly is because you don't have clarity. Your brain hates unclear goals. If you say, "I'm going to change my life starting tomorrow," your brain hears noise. It doesn't know what to do with that. Motivation can only survive if your goals are precise. If you say, "Tomorrow I will work out," motivation becomes weak. But if you say, "Tomorrow at 10 a.m. I will do a 20-minute workout," motivation has something to attach to. The more unclear your plan, the faster your motivation leaks out. Another thing nobody talks about is mental energy versus motivation energy. You might have the desire to do things, but not the mental bandwidth. If your phone has too many apps open, the battery drains faster. Your brain is the same. Overthinking, stress, anxiety, pressure, guilt, and comparison run silently in the background and destroy your ability to take action. You think you're lazy, but you're actually exhausted. That's why at random times, during a walk, a shower, at night, or when you're relaxing, you suddenly feel motivated. Because your brain temporarily cleared space. But the moment life hits you again, that space closes and the motivation disappears. Another huge reason motivation disappears is your environment is stronger than your willpower. You can be extremely motivated, but if your environment doesn't support action, the motivation dies instantly. A messy room kills motivation. A loud home kills motivation. A phone full of distractions kills motivation. Friends who don't grow kill motivation. Even the temperature of your room can kill motivation. Motivation is fragile. It needs a supportive environment to survive. Without it, your brain chooses the easiest activity, not the most important one. The next reason motivation fades is that your brain expects immediate reward. If you don't see quick wins, your brain shuts down. If you study but don't instantly feel smarter, motivation drops. If you go to the gym but don't instantly look better, motivation drops. If you start a project but don't get quick results, motivation drops. This is because your brain is designed for short-term survival, not long-term building. You are fighting thousands of years of evolution every time you try to upgrade your life. Here is the part no one tells you. Motivation also disappears because you treat motivation like fuel, when it is actually a spark. You wait for motivation to start instead of using motivation to begin. Motivation was never meant to carry you through the whole journey. It's supposed to give you just enough energy to take the first step. After that, habits and routines take over. But because you rely on motivation for everything, you burn through that spark in the first few minutes and have nothing left afterward. Another reason you lose motivation is because you chase perfection instead of progress. When you tell yourself, "I have to do everything perfectly," your brain panics. It shuts down motivation because perfection feels like danger. That's why some people clean their whole room at once, while others can't even start. They were waiting for the perfect moment to do it all. But perfect moments don't exist, and waiting kills motivation. You also lose motivation because you keep changing your identity. One day you're the person who will get rich. Next day you're the person who doesn't care. One day you swear you'll go to the gym. Next day you convince yourself you're too tired. Your brain cannot stay motivated when your identity keeps shifting. Motivation belongs to a stable identity. When you don't know who you are, your brain won't know what to fight for. Here is something deeper. Motivation disappears when you are disconnected from your future self. If the future you feels like a stranger, you won't work for them. But if the future you feels real, familiar, and close, your brain naturally protects them. The stronger the connection, the longer the motivation. You also lose motivation because you rely on emotion instead of discipline systems. Your brain gives motivation only when emotions are high. But emotion is temporary. Systems survive forever. A system is simple. Wake up, drink water, move your body, open the book, sit at the desk, take the first step, do the minimum, and build momentum. The last reason you lose motivation is because you think you need more motivation. But you don't. You need friction removal. Instead of asking, "How do I stay motivated?" the real question is, "What is stopping me from taking action?" Remove the obstacles and your brain will do the rest. Your life doesn't change when you feel motivated. Your life changes when you learn how to act without motivation. That skill, acting when you don't feel like it, is the difference between people who start life and people who transform life. Motivation is a visitor. Discipline is a resident. One gives birth to action, the other raises it. And once you understand that your motivation isn't disappearing, it's simply doing what it's supposed to do, you stop blaming yourself and you start building a life where motivation becomes a bonus, not the engine. That is when your entire life shifts.